What's up, guys? Sorceress here, giving you a guide on how to build Neuro, where it's good, why you should build it. Pretty much just everything you need to know aside from how to play it. These are the core units. You're going to want Neuro, Ari, Abrax, and Zakar. Now, not going to say too much about them. They are always going to be the core units that you're using. Essentially, every replay that you have, you're going to want them. These are kind of flex units. You use them so often it's hard to call them flex units. These are also kind of flex units, but they're a bit different. So stuff like Roswitha, Altakia, and Yaz, as a new player, you don't even want to invest in them. You can functionally run them at stone and they'll do their job. Someone like LD, you're building it just for the sake of building him, and you're going to replace him with a Baden. So he's not that great, but he is kind of part of the team. Then there's Mephiston. He's functional. I don't use him, don't have him, and don't suffer for it. And Winged Prime, same deal. Exorcist, if you've got it, it's a good stopgap while you're getting a Zakar built, but I would never suggest actually building Exorcist in the big 2-6. So if you're a new player, this is what you're actually looking like, leaving those two at the bottom at stone. Later on, you're building Yaz because he is useful in a few fights. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but this is what you got. This is the team. Why are you playing it? Well, do you like the idea of not having to suffer while you try and find Trajan, Dante, Khan, hell, even Lavi and Karian? They're a bit rough to get if you don't already have them. That's probably the biggest selling point for this team. Also, everyone's playing Lavi. It is good for a reason, but because of that, there's more options for you to find a guild as the Neuro player. It is really good at low investment. If you go into a high legendary with a D1 Neuro team, you're still going to be performing exactly the same as you would at low legendary, whereas every other team at D1 is going to start struggling at the higher armor bosses. You have 100% Pierce with just about the entire team. This is another big sell. You're already going to be building Abraxas and Arky, and LD kinda, he's not really part of the team, so he's worth half of a character, but for the most part, just playing the game, you're going to have most of this team at a reasonable level, not Mythic. That's kind of the problem. You do want them at Mythic. That's going to take a while. Forget about that. There's a Demon Prince. Come on, guys. That's why you play. And it's more enjoyable. I'm just going to say it. Everyone that plays Lavi wishes that they were playing Neuro. Everyone in my guild is building Neuro, even though they're Lavi mains. It's definitely not because they actually want to be more versatile. It's because they're jelly. If you've got an ego about numbers, you're not going to be hitting 3 mil. You're not even going to hit 2 mil. 1.7 is like a theoretical ceiling, but you're going to struggle to hit that too. What you will be doing is the best damage for the things that you're best at, certain primes, some bosses, and you'll be more consistent for some of those bosses, but you're not going to do the pumper numbers on like Silent King and Screamer Killer. This is the biggest problem. If you're starting off and you've missed out on Books of Fate and you've missed out on the Norn Crown, I'd never suggest doing the campaign for the Norn Crown. But, you know, the other option is you just sit there and wait. It's not fun. It sucks. Replays wise, if you go on YouTube and look for a replay for the fights that you're struggling on, there's not that much information. I'm going to try and fix that problem for you. But as of right now, there's not that much. Now, if you know, you know. It's not a real problem. Everyone does have to clear this at the end, but it's annoying to do the detour. And this is another hard sell. I'm at like 5 munitions. You can hit 0 munitions and you just stop doing anything for the guild. It's really annoying. You're relying on content creators to give you munitions, otherwise you're going to suffer. As a new player, this is what you're starting with. You're going into the guild raid store. You're joining a guild first. You're going to go into like the Tacticus Discord, find a nice group of people, join a guild, start getting funneled the guild credits. You spend the credits on unlocking these two. It's kind of like how you play the game. You start building these guys to get through their campaigns, but they're actually useful. Once you've done a bit of same hand, you can unlock these two. I would probably suggest doing it before you get to Elite just to have them. Then we've got Neurothrope. It sucks to get this guy from regular nodes as well, but if you're not doing Extremis, you don't actually need to unlock all the characters for it. And Extremis is not worth your time. It's the hardest Extremis. It requires a bunch of characters that you just shouldn't be doing as a newer player. And Zakar, every month you can do his incursion, slowly just chip away at it. You'll want some Xenos to be able to do that. Anti-Morty tech. These guys, you don't even need to build them. You're probably only going to want one of these at a time. Later on, I'll make a video explaining what I'm talking about, but Morty only likes to hit Psychers if he has the option. So you can kind of maneuver these two to provide their damage buff to the team without actually needing them to play the game. Priority wise, as a new player, you want to be clearing same hand elite. That will get you the ability to farm Araman shards. It'll also get you a lot of the things you need for D3s for the entire team. You're looking at Abraxas. D3 by himself should be clearing the entire campaign. Super easy. Him plus Arky is enough for regular Fall of Cadia Elite, but you'll also eventually have Abaddon, and it's not the highest of your priorities. Neuro, you have him essentially for the raid. Like, he's going to be useful for the incursions, but otherwise not actually that versatile of a unit. Now, I've put these at very high levels because you're going to want them at high levels, but that's an aspirational thing. Wings on your Zakar is going to take you like a year, let's be honest. Either way, that is where you want him to be. And for Onslaught, you're going to be hitting whoever you need to hit to be able to get progress, but when you're going for Mythic, you want Neuro for Norn Crown, then you want Abraxas because Abraxas is the most versatile unit in the team for like using his Book of Fate relic. Then Arky, he comes with a Book of Fate relic by himself. So once you hit Mythic on him, the quest will give you the book, so you don't need two. Super nice. Here we are. So Mythic Incursion for Zakar will require a bit of a side quest. These guys are incredibly versatile characters. A left null at D3 clears the entire elite campaign, and Boss G at D3 clears his entire elite campaign. So you're getting pretty good progress from that. Revis is very versatile as well, and those two you've already built next to him, so may as well take him along. This should be perfectly fine to clear the Mythic Incursion. You might struggle because it is hard, but you'll get there. Fall of Cadia Mirror Elite, on the other hand, these guys aren't versatile. They suck. You're going to need them to that level to be able to clear the 3 character nodes, but otherwise, build your favorite Imperial character to D3. Have good taste, because if the character sucks, you're going to have a hard time. But if it's someone like, let's say, Carrion, Celestine, one of the more modern, cool characters that can clear multiple characters a turn, they're going to be great. They'll be perfectly fine. That'll get you to unlock Abaddon from that same campaign. It'll take a while. So worth it. He replaces LB on the team pretty quickly. I would say even before D1, you can take him and put him into the team, but at D1, he will be perfectly fine for a very long time. D3 eats every mechanic, even at Mythic 2. Graphic design is my passion. What can I say? So here we have it. I'm in a top 30 guild, and I've compared the leaderboards for hits on each of the bosses and had a bit of a idea of where we're going to be useful. So Avatar, none of the hits were top, but we were still useful. For the Lion, I was the most consistent and the highest damage last time. This time around, Lavi has got some sneaky strats that are actually outdoing me, but I'm still more damage on average because it's just a very consistent team. For Cole, it sucks. It's really annoying, but you're going to do pretty well. If you figure it out, it's a really difficult fight to get your head around. I'll try and make a guide on how to do it as a Neuro player in the future, but for now, you can also use the Forge Fiend. It makes it easier, but it's way less damage, and it requires high investment. Like, that's 46 for certain legendary difficulties. You're going to want higher than 46. And then we're looking at Rogel Dawn. At legendary, you're going to want a different team. You're going to want Admech for legendary. For mythic, you're going to be the top damage. It's pretty good. You just have 100% PS as always, and you don't need crits. Then we have Morty. We are doing about 1.3 mil at most with the right team, whereas Levy's doing about 2 mil, so not perfect. But if you're still developing the team, this is where you can bring a Stone 1 Yaz and a Stone 1 either Altakia or Roswitha. That's definitely how you pronounce that name, trust me. And that will be able to do about 800k if you got a pretty good rest of the team. It's kind of nifty. I'll talk about that in another video. All right, now let's look at the primes. Tangitter, we are the best for this. It's really painful. It hits really hard. You will wish that you had the Forge Fiend for it, but you'll do more damage without it. Yaz, he has a place in the team for this if you built him, but he dies really quickly, and honestly, the main team still does the trick. Actus, main team, perfect. You're going to be over a mil. It's going to be amazing. Everyone's going to love you. Eldrion, this one's hard. You are probably not the best pick for this, but you can take the top spot. It's just a little bit of luck on him running in the right places. If you run Anshi, who I wouldn't recommend building, you can do even more damage. But overall, you can just run this Biovore instead of Zakar. Biovore will like drop a little thing on the spirits, and the spirits will then let the boss take full damage. It's nice because it stops eating up your munitions. And then Sybil, this is the only real use case for using a Forge Fiend. You're going to want it high enough to kill them. I don't have the information in front of me. Depends on each boss what amount you need to level that up to. But you'll be able to blow up all of the ads. It'll put a stack on the boss every time you do it, so Neuro does more damage. Yaz is perfect for this because you can then do the Hadouken thing, bounce the Neuro up into high ground, and do like over 200k. And Arky also does summons. He blocks the boss into spots where it can't get into a trench. Pretty useful. All right, I think that is everything covered for today. Hopefully you learned something. Let me know what you thought in the comments. This is my first video, so I would appreciate any feedback at all. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.